all, thank you for joining our cooking class. And I would like to introduce myself as the chef today, and also my little helper, Mia. So she's going to be helping me cook and just put it together. So what we have decided to do today is, I'm just going to move that a little bit. We've decided to make some falafel, some very healthy falafel. And so I've also taken the recipe from this book, the Rawsome Vegan Cookbook from Emily Von Yu. So the ingredients that we have today, I'm just going to bring it forward so that you can actually see. So we've got 1 cup of uncooked, it says white fava in your recipe, I know, but I've got the green broad beans, sorry. And so you basically soak it for 24 hours, and then you rinse it just before you use it. Then we've also got a cup of chopped onions, we've got 3 peeled garlic, and so 1, 2, 3 cloves, and we've also got half a teaspoon of coriander coriander seed grounded, and also half a teaspoon of cumin powder, a quarter of sea salt, teaspoon of sea salt, and we've got a quarter teaspoon of black pepper. Then we've also got a cup of fresh cilantro and also a cup of fresh parsley. I've also got 2 tablespoons of olive oil, and also 2 tablespoons of tahini. Then I've also got some sesame seeds. So what I'm going to do basically is to actually just put all this together in the blender, or if you have a Thermomix like I do here, just put all in there, except for the sesame seeds. So putting the broad bean in there, and also, Mia, would you like to put a cup of cut onion? And we're going to put a cup of parsley and coriander leaf. Yeah, do you want to put this in there? Okay, so if you hold it here, I'm just going to put it in there. And I'm going to be doing the rest. 2 tablespoons of olive oil. And also the 3 garlic cloves, the half teaspoon of coriander powder, half teaspoon of cumin powder, and a quarter of teaspoon of sea salt, and quarter teaspoon of black pepper. I'm going to do this. Then I'm going to be adding the 2 tablespoons of tahini. So now what we're going to do, we're just going to mix all together. So what I sort of expect to retrieve from this blend is more of a grainy paste of everything that we just put into the blender. I'm just going to have a quick look what the paste looks like. I think perhaps a little bit more, a little bit longer. It's quite grainy, but maybe a little bit less grainy. I'm going to show you afterwards.
Now we're going to check again.
Yes, we are going to check again. Do you want to have a look at it now? Do you think it looks good? I think it's actually looking good to me. So this is a very quick and easy recipe and very healthy. It does smell good. I'm loving it too. So what I do afterwards, I just grab a tray with some baking paper and just to get it ready for the oven. And you put it about 180 degrees, maybe a little bit less. It's still 177 degrees here, but you just need to check in the oven when it's ready, when it starts to brown. I'm going to quickly wash my hand. Yes, you can. If you want to. Okay, I'm going to do it. I'm going to quickly do it. Otherwise, you're going to have to wash your hands. I think it's best that you actually taste it. Do you understand? Would you rather taste it or maybe help out with making that into a bowl? Okay, taste it. Great. So what you do, you grab a little bit and you put them into a bowl. So what you can do is actually either roll it into the seasoning seed, but what I do, I just grab a little bit of seasoning seed and just sprinkle on both sides. Then you just place it in the tray. I'm going to make 2 more of these and so Mia's going to sprinkle the seasoning seed for me. A little bit more, Mia. Great. I'm just going to turn it over and sprinkle some more. Great.
So we just got a question here, Christelle, about
Yep.
the first beans that you put in, the green beans. In the recipe, I think it says white fava beans, but you put different beans. What are those beans?
Actually, fava beans are broad beans.
Okay.
But I couldn't find the white broad beans. So sorry for that. I did forget to mention that I couldn't find the white broad beans. And I can actually also show you the packet of what it looks like.
So basically, any broad beans would not affect the recipe. It just affects the color. Is that right?
No. And you could also just, so it looks a bit like that. So you basically just take a cup and soak it overnight for 24 hours.
Okay.
You can also use chickpeas. So as my brother-in-law told me, as my brother-in-law told me that the Lebanese use chickpeas, but the Egyptians use broad beans. Yeah. Sure. She wants to actually give it a go. Careful. So, does it feel nice? So if you can make a ball, a little bit more, can I give you a little bit more? And I'm going to put a little bit of sesame seed on it. That's all right. Even if there's a lot, and then you just drop it in there. Great job, Mia. Yes. I'm going to make one more while I'm doing it and my hands are dirty.
And how many falafels does this make? I guess it depends how big you make them.
True. I think it's probably about 8. Yes, you can go and wash your hands. And then just come back. So I'm going to do one more. I'm going to wash my hands and also at the same time wash the bowl because I'm going to use it for a different recipe as well. So I'm just going to show you our falafel. I mean, that's just how they look like. So what I do, I just put them in the oven afterwards, and then you bake it basically until it's brown, and you can test the texture of it, and you would probably know when it's ready as well. So make sure that you don't over bake it because there's only 2 tablespoons of olive oil in there, and you don't want to burn it, so it's actually very healthy. Yeah, about 10 to 15 minutes, I reckon. Yes. So I'm also going to show you how to also make a salad out of it. And so what we have here is 3 cups of baby spinach and a cup of fresh parsley, 1 cup of fresh coriander, and 2 tablespoons of fresh lemon juice, and a 1/4 teaspoon of black pepper. So it's a very healthy salad as well. So I'm just going to grab my salad things and take these away. So, Mia, can you please help me with, so I've got 3 cups of baby spinach. I've also put the 1/4 teaspoon of black pepper in there. And now, can you please hold it for me here so that people can see? Then I'm going to add, just move it closer to me. Add the cup of cilantro in there, and the cup of parsley in there. And what I do basically is to just squeeze about 2 tablespoons of lemon juice in there. Sorry. I'm going to use my hands to toss it. How you wash your hands, that's right. Yeah, you can actually just toss it. Just That's all right. Kitchen is to also make a mess. Even food tastes very delicious, but there's always a mess in the kitchen, isn't it? Thank you, Mia. That looks fantastic. Oh, it is very lemony, isn't it? So now that you actually lick your fingers, you're gonna have to go and wash your hands again, and because you tossed the salad. Thank you, Mia. Good hygiene here. So that's what the salad looks like. I'm just gonna grab a bunch of it and just put it in a bowl. You could even make yourself a little tahini dressing, but in the recipe there's no tahini dressing. If you want to Google how to make a tahini dressing, it's very simple. Earlier on I've actually cooked the falafel, and I want to show you how they now look like. Here you go. So very easy. You just blend everything in, put a little bit of sesame seed on top, and the salad is very simple. Only some baby spinach, cilantro, and parsley, and bit of a squeeze of lemon juice on it. Thank you, guys. So we're also going to be moving to our next recipe, which is a sweet recipe. Wash my hands. Thank you for washing your hands earlier, Mia. You're good.
Crystal, that looks really good.
I know, it's very tasty too. And it's very simple. So before I actually move on to the next recipe, I wanted to ask anybody if you had any questions about the recipe. We do have a question here.
Yeah.
Okay, we don't have a question. Do we have a question? Are you all happy with the recipe, and do you think it's actually quite easy to make?
Is it falafel? You make falafel?
Yes, it's falafel.
Oh, okay.
Yes, except with broad beans, but it's also called fava beans. And
Yes,
this recipe is actually asking for you to use white fava beans, but I didn't find any white fava beans. But I actually say you can get just the green one.
Yeah, yeah. We use chickpeas sometimes. Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
So yeah, great.
Wow. Mm.
Yeah, and it's very simple and it's very tasty.
Mm. Mm.
Okay, so next thing, we are finished with this recipe, and now we're gonna move to the next recipe.
It will look like this.
It will look like this.
Yummy.
Yes.
And
So now, yes, and we're just going to show what our ingredients look like. So we've got, it is cacao powder. And yes. No. Thank you, Valerie. You're very eager. I love it. So because you want to help, there's three parts. There's the crust, there's the filling, and the chocolate cream. So to start, we need a cup of raw almond.
and we need
A cup of
day.
pitted dates, and we need a tablespoon of cacao powder. So we are going to start with the crust. What we need to do, we start with the cup of almond, raw almond, and put into the processor. You're a little bit far. Maybe I will help you out with putting the other ones. Okay? Unless, would you like to come and sit here?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm just going to mix it now. I'm just going to check now. Okay. So this didn't really work out. So I'm just going to have to redo it. There was actually a little bit of water in there, so it actually turned into almond milk.
So for this ingredient, the first for this recipe, the first ingredient is almond flour, and that's what you're making. Is that right? So it's important that we don't have any water because we don't have anything milky. Is that right?
No, I think there was probably a little bit of water left in there. So let me just give you a cup, and then you just put it in there. Put that in there. Thank you. Put a little bit more to make it a cup. Okay, thank you. So that's it. It should be okay if there's a little bit of water, but you want it to be quite sticky. It is a little bit loud. So I just want to show you. And that looks actually all right, even if it's a little bit big, because we just want these crunchy bits anyway. So then what I will add a cup of pitted dates. Did you want to put that in there? Yeah, let me just put that in there.
Do we do that again?
Yes. Yes, we do. Because we use a processor to actually process everything. Thank you, Mia. Yes, can I just put these down so that? So just watch out for the noise as well. Cover your ears. Actually, even if we put the dates, we can also put the tablespoon of cacao powder. Everything is on in there. Thank you, Mia. That should do. Oh, that's all right. That's just a little bit. Okay, cover your ears. So you wait for the paste to become a little bit sticky because that's going to be the crust of this. Yeah, that looks very sticky. So now, I've prepared a tray. I think it actually serves four. It's 4 servings, but these are quite big servings. So what I did, I just took a little baking tray, mini muffin baking tray, and then I've just cut just baking paper and just stuck it in there and just made little cupcake baskets sort of thing. So I'm just going to take a little bit. What did you want to do as well? So it's quite sticky, which is great. It is warm because it's actually when it mixes together, it actually creates heat. So what I do, I'm just going to put
Really sticky.
yeah.
Mix it.
Thank you. Let me just do a little bit and then I'll just show. Sure. I want to show them first how it looks like, and then so I want to show how it is next. Okay. I know you can't see very well how I'm doing it, but I just want to show you how I've done it. So it looks like this. So I've just filled it up, and Mia's going to try to fill one up. I'm going to help you with this. Now I have some more here. A little bit more, please. That's good. Yummy and gooey. A little bit more, please. Thank you. So I'm going to get you to wash your hands. Yes, wash your hands, and I'll wait for you to actually do the remaining of the filling. Okay, wash your hands and then come back. So I'm going to do 2 more until Mia comes back so that we can continue to complete the fillings. Do you have any questions?
Quick question. If you don't want to blend up the almonds yourself, can you just use almond meal?
Yeah, I guess you could use almond meal if you wanted a very, very quick sort of meal, or preparation. Use almond meal, put the dates in there and the cacao powder, but don't mix it as much, as long as I mix my one. Okay, so we're back, and the next one is the filling. So it says 4 tablespoons of raw cashew butter, and I've made my own cashew butter. What I've done is 3 cups of raw cashew and 2 tablespoons of coconut oil. So I'm just going to grab maybe a smaller spoon only because my tray is actually smaller. So about maybe half a tablespoon. And I'm going to drop it into the cupcakes. I just want to show how it looks like first. I'll do another one, and then you can do the last one now. Yes. So I want to show you. So you sort of drop it just in between like that. Yeah. And Mia's going to do the last one. It's always good to involve children into cooking sessions. They actually get to learn how to cook, and they have a lot of fun. So our last, won't be too long, and then we'll just do the last bit, and then we can actually help out with it. So now we're going to do the chocolate cream. With the chocolate cream, it's 1.5 tablespoons of melted coconut oil. I've got it here. And 1.5 tablespoons of cacao powder. I've got it here. And 1.5 tablespoons of agave nectar. So unfortunately, I went into 3 different supermarkets to actually find the nectar, the agave nectar. I had some at home, but it was all finished. So I've actually used honey instead, and I've just put a little bit less honey because the agave nectar is more liquid and syrupy, but the honey can be a little bit more sweet. So that's why I put a little bit, less honey. And it will sort of give the same results. You could even use rice syrup or golden syrup, but it's just a substitute of sugar usually, and so that's why I went with honey. And so what I do is I mix everything together. So I'm just going to I'm going to put the coconut oil in there. Won't be too long, yeah? I'm going to let you mix it in a minute. So I'm just mixing the cacao powder and the coconut oil, and I'm going to add the honey. So the coconut oil is still a little bit warm. That's going to melt the honey. All right, so Mia's going to stir the mixture. Yeah? Do you want to do the last bit, Mia? Look. Do the last bit and show them how to actually put that into. Just squeeze this. I'm just going to show them one of them. So basically what I do, now that I've got the mixture, I just pour it on the top, covering the little cupcake. And Mia's going to do the rest. And then Mia's leaving us because she's had it. So pour it in there and there, please. By the way, it's something that I've actually forgot to mention is with the crust, you have to, when you put the crust, you layer the crust at the bottom, you put it into the fridge for an hour so that it hards it up a bit. The reason why I didn't do it only because of timing, and I just wanted to show you what the layering looks like. Thank you very much, Mia. So Miss Mia here, she's helped us and she's saying goodbye. Thank you, Mia. That was really good. Bye, Mia. So I'm just going to show you how it looks like. Still a little bit liquid, but what I would do is probably like, just to make it pretty as well, just stick an almond in between there, in the middle, Another one here. And then you leave it in the fridge for an hour. I'm just going to put it away. And I've actually made some the night before, so I'm just going to show you how it looks like. Here we go. This is the end result. It looks delicious. It's got all the yummy things in there, but also I've already got somebody who's just taken the bite of it, which is good. So they're showing that they're actually really loving this. And but remember, it's got coconut oil, a lot of nuts. It can be quite rich. So what I would recommend is to cut them into pieces and have them as a little treat.